Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu The Outer Worlds. Ellie muss mit für die Quest, das heißt, wir haben Sam wieder raus. Und Pavati hat ja auch eine Quest. So. Ah ja.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, that's my codename for... you know, our mutual friend.
Was ist dein Code? Also,
Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded. Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home, and his guards never leave him.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors. I mean, can you even count how many times we've been shot at?
What work specialists, huh? Our mutual friend is really branching out. Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts.
That place is still open? I used to study there during medical school.
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking.
ja, das kriegen wir hin.
Just remember, you didn't hear it from me. I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are thousands of them, so colorful and distinct.
Here we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much else. That kind of variety? I mean, gosh, seems almost impossible.
The other thing about birds, though, is their environmental indicators. Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things we don't see. For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time.
Trust me, anyone with a lick of sense gets out of here as soon as possible.
But most people don't. In fact, most people stay exactly where they start. Doesn't that seem strange to you? And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came of them, of course. Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes, after all. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine how messy things got.
I bet your repair folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater, I'd have to take something apart just to put another thing back together.
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms, and law help you if there's a single dash out of place. At first, management put up an out-of-order sign, but that just seemed to worry people, like they were advertising something wasn't working. They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you? The whole episode made me wonder, if they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they fixing? After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I could. That's it, really.
Okay, aber ich würde sagen, wir machen jetzt trotzdem erstmal die Nebenquests hier. Achso, das war jetzt... Ja, ist ja egal, in welcher Reihenfolge wir die machen. Gib mir Erfahrung. So, wie war jetzt hier der Weg? Sehr undurchsichtig, wie es aussieht. Immer schön die Aufzugmusik. Geht ganz schön weit hoch. Ui.
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once?
Saloon Club.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Kid, you got presence. Natural magnetism. Know what I mean? Tell you what, you're gonna like it a whole lot more once we start talking bits. Listen, you got an agent? Some kind of representation? Fresh, natural talent. I know it when I see it. Listen, you got a real special quality, raw energy. I see you in pictures, kid. I'm making a feature, Space Pirates of Moros Prime. It's gonna be a hit. But we still need a star. And I think you got the chops.
Not so fast. First, we gotta talk about royalties.
Let's just see where this audition goes, huh? So what do you say? You ready for the chance of a lifetime?
Na klar.
Terrific. We're holding auditions at the studio. Head to Odeon Pictures and take the elevator. You're going all the way to the top, baby.
Okay. Dann habe ich gar nicht bedacht, dass wir hier bestimmt neue Quests kriegen. Mal hier.
You think I'd get arrested if I climbed up on...
So, jetzt müssen wir hier einmal
Look at the drawings.
Probably
da
just shot.
durch. Also, da kommen wir nicht hoch. Ah, doch.
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history.
Haus des Rausches.
After a deep and thorough examination,
Sure, they look fancy, but inside, marble and existential emptiness.
So, reden wir mal mit der.
You think the privy's gold-plated too?
Wäre sie Schild? Wo ist denn jetzt hier? Da unten. Aber ich kann mich doch jetzt... Hä, war hier nicht gerade noch irgendwo ein Aufzug? Ach, da sind wahrscheinlich jetzt wichtige Informationen drin, oder? Ah ja. Da ist der versiegelte Zugang wahrscheinlich. Das da.
That's top-of-the-line equipment. Better than most hospitals, even.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? You're in my house, and I'm not fucking around. Start talking. My what conspiracy? Let's talk about this. Please, I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. Just give me a second to explain myself. If you still want to shoot me, at least it'll be for an accurate reason. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. Look around. We're the only intelligent aliens in Halcyon. I know. I was there. Thomas was the first to take the gas. A simple test, he said. I told him not to, but he insisted. We learned a lot from his autopsy. Enough that we could try it on each other and know when to stop. No one else died. I must find a cure so his sacrifice isn't in vain. I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back. It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
Imagine losing something with that many guns on it.
How'd you lose half a pair of ships like it were a sock?
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace. Exactly. If colonists know we can't feed them or protect them, they'll begin to wonder why they need us at all. Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
Knowing what the board considers a success, that doesn't give me a lot of hope.
You really think the board got our best interests at heart? I mean, they say, but I'm just not sure.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. You could always shoot me. I assume that's why you're here. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
I try not to, at least when it comes to the moral dilemmas. Lilia Hagen's a useful ally to have, but I'll back you up either way.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I leave it in your hands.
It seems like she's trying to help, Captain. Honest help. Ain't many in the colony doing that. We should let her try.
Everything I did was for the good of the colony. Consider that. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? What kind of scientist would I be if I held to a promise like that? I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive. Wrong answer.
They got the drop on us. On they go.
Na, komm doch. Achso, der blockiert die.
Someone else will clean this up, right?
Easily peasily. Wop. So, naja, dann ist die Quest quasi auch erledigt. Lalia wird natürlich nicht... Ist die Lalia, Lilia? Keine Ahnung. Ihr wisst, wen ich meine. Wird natürlich nicht sehr begeistert sein, dass wir die jetzt am Leben gelassen haben. Aber ich hätte es jetzt auch nicht richtig gefunden, die umzubringen. Ich meine, der Grund war ja dieses Alien-Gelaber. Und das war ja nun mal faktisch nicht wahr. Achso.
What do you think you're doing?
Ich beklau dich bloß.
Oh. I guess, never mind then.
So. Gut. Das heißt, da wieder auf die Groundbreaker. Dann machen wir erstmal das da. Ah, ist ja auch gleich in der Nähe, wie es aussieht. Achso, nee, das ist bloß die Tür. Manti Queen examined. Oh nein! Sind mir die jetzt feindlich gesinnt? Aber wieso... Hä? Also ich meine, die sind jetzt nicht stark oder so, aber... Ist ja irgendwie schlecht, wenn die mich jetzt immer angreifen. Ja, aber ist mein Ruf jetzt so schlecht hier, dass mich jetzt jeder hier angreift? Das ist doch scheiße. Also das wollte ich ja jetzt nicht. Fuck. Speichern wir lieber jetzt nicht.
You don't much like me, huh, Dr. Ellie?
It's nothing personal, I'm just...
Here they come!
Kann ich das jetzt nicht irgendwie wieder rückgängig machen?
Like I was saying... It's nothing...
Captain, look out!
So, ist dieses Gebäude, wie es aussieht. Ah ja. Oh Mann! Nee, ja. Aber wenn es jetzt daran liegt, dass ich die Dr. Tardrand verschont habe, beziehungsweise die Wache gekillt. Ich guck mal kurz, ob ich noch einen älteren Save laden kann. So, machen wir mal hier und dann bestechen wir den halt diesmal.
That's far enough.
Muss ich natürlich alles genauso wählen wie vorher.
Just, if you came,
What are you...
you
Mm,
the look.
How'd you...
The board. Exactly. If Colin. Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our.
Knowing what...
You really...
You can.
Doc,
Doctor.
If working with. I need to get out of here.
not so... Give... That'll do. Now move along. The doc has a lot of work ahead of her. Tidying up and such.
Okay. Ja, bin nicht so der Fan von neu laden müssen, aber wenn die komplette Stadt dann gegen mich ist, habe ich ja jetzt nicht so viel Optionen. Ist halt schon irgendwie uncool gewesen. Ja, dass dann halt auch komplett Byzantium mich angreift. Ja, viel besser.
You must be joking.
Hier war aber noch jemand mit Namen.
Overrun by a pox of vagrant. Oh, there. That's one right. How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking. Forgive me if my manners don't live up to the standards of an interloper who accosts total strangers in their own neighborhood. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness. What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. Merit, decorum, personal hygiene. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned its luxuries. But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse. Oh, do spare me your petty judgment. It's beneath me. Millions and millions of bits beneath me. By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one else is even allowed to go there. Tell me, how is that fair? Oh, by the law. I mean the principle of it, not the mechanics. It's not right. I deserve to see any district I please. Why, if it weren't guarded, I'd... You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say I hire you to investigate this travesty, and you get paid to do so?
She's got a point. We're probably gonna get shot at anyway. Might as well make a few bits.
Yes. Listen to your... What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile armrest? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you?
Geht so?
Fantastic. Consider yourself employed, vagrant. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad, but it's completely locked down. You'd never get in that way. Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impeccable social pedigree, which you do. How fortunate for you. These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how you deal with security, just correct this injustice at all costs. The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. I made friends with the right people. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here has little need for more of them. For favors like this, you need to spend... let's call it social capital. Now, do we have any further business, or are you just here for the repartee? I earned my place here, just like everyone else. My grandfather was the CIO at Tile, you see. Chief Idea Officer. He came up with all the best ideas for their products. You know the font they use for Stogie Slims? That was him. Well, he described the idea of it to their font development team, then picked it from a list of choices, but that's basically the same thing. It was a very long list. Let's see. He picked the colors they included in rainbow chips. No one else wanted purple, but he insisted. Everyone loves the purple ones. And you know how the Cosmic Smokes logo has an eye in the middle of a heptagon? He said that one came to him in a dream. He was a true visionary, so far ahead of his time. I just told you, my grandfather made millions of bits as CIO, and I earned them from him. Of course it is. Wealth is the most visible, objective measure of success. And success isn't given to you, it's earned. My grandfather taught me that. If you have wealth, you're successful. And if you're successful, you must have earned it. Honestly, it's a simple concept.
Ja, schwer gegen diese
You're welcome.
Argumentation zu diskutieren. Okay, wieder eine neue Quest. Jetzt gehen wir aber trotzdem nochmal die
You don't
Klamotten
much
kaufen.
like me, huh, Dr. Ellie?
It's nothing personal. I'm just not the touchy-feely type.
It's just... you seem fine with the others.
Oh, da
Did
kann man
I
runter.
do something to make you unhappy with me?
You gotta stop taking things so personal. You're setting yourself up for a letdown.
I've always loved.
You, with the hip.
Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer. Splendid. I love it. Ah, Celeste, you've done it again. I knew from the moment I laid eyes on you that I'd found my muse. I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you, my dear, are exactly what Byzantium needs. Darling, you and that brutish swagger of yours have been on my mind the moment you stepped into my studio. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do you say, my dear? Care to make history with me? Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face! What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require samples. Also, I expect you to model for me. My dear, fashion is a performance art. An outfit without a body is like an instrument without a player. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage spacer's choice pedals. You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model. You're going to absolutely murder this job. Oh, how grotesque. I always suspected the dramas did no justice to real marauders. Their armor is so much more hideous in person. 2 outfits remain. I can't wait to see what you'll bring me. Something shocking.
Jetzt habe ich natürlich meine kompletten Rüstungen immer verkauft.
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. Turn around, please, darling. My word. Such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense. You're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. I have just the thing for you. Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright. There.
Ja, 6000 Bits für ein Outfit.
Love. That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love. Oh, gracious me.
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub. Who woos for love anymore? That's so... precious. All right, Captain. Here is the absolute best I can do for you. Darling, do I look like an amateur? I read her measurements by eye. And don't you ask, because they're no one's business but her own. There are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. Such a lovely young lady deserves the best. Now stand back. Back! I'll enter the settings and get these machines spinning. You'll be broke to bespoke in merely an hour.
Okay, bin ich ja gespannt.
And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a splendiferous evening. And if you don't mind my asking, have you any interest in modeling?
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly are beautiful. I hope your date sees that as clearly as I. If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe, I'd probably head to the Groundbreaker.
Na gut. Gucken wir mal noch ins Log. Okay. Also wir brauchen noch ein Iconoclast und ein Spacer. Habe ich noch irgendwas rüstungstechnisch dabei? Steht da auch, von wem das ist? Ah, Hephaestus. Das ist ja jetzt blöd. Naja.
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope. I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you done.
Okay. Die Quest lassen wir, glaube ich, weg. Was war hier jetzt noch? Achso, das ist Groundbreaker. Was war hier jetzt noch? Achso, ja. Gut, dann machen wir jetzt noch das hier. Muss wieder zurück, shit. War direkt gegenüber von der vorigen Quest. Naja. Moment, haben wir dann einen Schnellreisepunkt? Nee.
find this.
Kann man da eigentlich auch rüber?
Out with it, you wretched.
You and your pen pal seem to be getting along.
Don't make it small. When you say it like that, it sounds stupid.
Whoa, take it. There's my parents' place. Smell that? Industrial grade cleaning solvent in desperation.
So, schauen wir mal. Uiuiui. Edel geht die Welt zugrunde.
Marilyn, is that you?
Laws, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
Ich dachte, er ist Ellie.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble. There you go again, Captain. Always menacing polite society. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right? Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
That means it's getting fun. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors. She's right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what?
Of course. And we shall always harbor that joyful secret deep within our hearts.
And you'll report it to the insurance company, right?
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
That's the other problem.
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we? Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Das ist schon ein bisschen makaber.
Not until I get some answers. Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind. She hasn't changed a bit, I see.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
Wie kommt man denn von Marilyn auf Ellie? Oder hat sie sich einfach einen neuen Namen zugelegt?
Let's just get out of here, Captain. fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
Okay. Ich hab schon gedacht, dass sie jetzt noch ein bisschen Radau macht.
Let's talk outside.
Mal sehen, ob das jetzt das Ende der Quest ist. Wäre ziemlich kurz.
Can we talk? Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed. Shh, I'm getting to the good part. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug? Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know? And I've got a reputation to maintain. I'm used to rough situations. Like when someone loads your pistol with blanks and strands you in a Marauder moonbase, or traps you in an airlock with an angry mantis worm. But I want to talk about me now. Unless you mean the kind who'll look out for you to blink so they could swipe your bits. The galaxy's not exactly crawling with those. Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. I'm mad, and I want to do something about it. Something like... Wait a second. What if I could get that money? I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
Klingt nach einem Plan.
Something on your mind?
Okay, finde das Büro der Versicherungsgesellschaft. Ist ein Stück weg. So, dann will ich jetzt mal auf Schloss knacken gehen. Schon wieder ein Vorteil. Mega. Das ist natürlich auch cool. Ellie. So, das ist hier. Kürz mal ein bisschen ab. Achso. Welche Richtung geguckt? Achso. Achso, das ist das Terminal, oder was?
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
Ja, aber wo ist jetzt diese Bank? Nach unten, oder wie? Hä? Ach, in Fallbrook. Ach so, ja, okay, verstehe. Wir sind umgezogen. Und wo ist das jetzt? Terminal. Unter mir, oder wie?
That's the last of them.
Finally. Is it just me, or are we getting...
Ruhestandsviertel.
Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse, furnished exclusively by 24/7 Furniture's deluxe Falscowood collection. Some assembly required. 24/7 Furniture is not responsible for any injuries, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not? Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G brew by Spacer's Choice. Zero-G brew, an ale that's good for what ails you, although in the early retirement district, nothing will.
Jojo. Ich bin ja kein Fan von diesen langsamen Aufzügen. Ich kann mir vorstellen, dass mit denen jetzt irgendwas Schlimmes passiert. Dass die ja gar nicht in Frieden leben oder so. Ja. Genau sowas habe ich erwartet.
Processing data. Informing area, investigating, sweeping the area, initiating.
Immer noch zwei. Oh oh.
We're gonna stop to salvage this, right?
This would have made a great arena match. What a waste.
Tja. Aber war jetzt irgendwie schon vorhersehbar, dass das so läuft, oder? Wie seht ihr das? Aber auch alle geplündert. So, was ist hier noch? So. Oh nein, ich kann es nicht hacken. So, aber die Roboter sind ja eh schon. Wartungstunnel. Roboterwächter. Aber die sind noch nicht feindlich. Hier? Moment. Also ich verstehe nicht genau, warum die mich jetzt nicht angreifen.
What do you think you're doing? This worker is
Okay, also das Knacken war eine feindliche Aktivität. Oder eine, die die triggert. Aber das Einsammeln nicht.
Do that so fast.
Ich habe auch kein Problem damit, die ganzen Roboter hier umzunieten. Gut. Haben die gerade den Spread gekillt, oder? Wieso greifen uns denn die Spreadjäger an? Wir sind noch keine Spreads.
That's the last of them.
So, da geht's hoch.
an excessive.
Show it.
Und krass, wie wenig Schaden die machen. Keine Compañeros. So, der hat zumindest noch eine Waffe. Irgendwas ist da. Was ist denn da jetzt? Hortense.
Incoming!
Hoppala. Oh.
I thought nothing fun ever happened in this town.
Naja, so viel Spaß ist es ja auch nicht, wenn hier Viecher sind, die einen abmurksen wollen.
Nicely done. Great work.
Endlich habe ich auch genug Dietriche, um mir alles zu knacken, was ich will. Ja, ist egal. Auf der anderen Seite wäre noch was gewesen, aber... Folge ist eh gleich wieder rum.
I never could have handled the desk job.
Ja, wo bin ich denn jetzt? Oh, okay. Das war Sperrgebiet.
I must admit, I'm getting a certain thrill out of our little arrangement. If this goes well, perhaps I'll start hiring wandering delinquents to handle all of my affairs. It is going well, I hope. What? You mean it's just a sham they perpetuate so they can dispose of the rabble? That's brilliant. To take the most burdensome members of our society and simply remove them. Oh, I'll never doubt the wisdom of the board again. Why, I had no reason to be envious at all. What a relief.
Wow.
And how else would I react? A vagrant such as yourself couldn't possibly appreciate the emotional burden this news has lifted from my shoulders. But regardless of your ignorance, I promised you a fee for your services, so a fee you shall have. Of course, as we agreed. I'm not one to break a contract. In any event, while I'm deeply grateful for the peace of mind you've brought me, I will need some solitude to fully bask in it. So if there's nothing further...
Alles klar. Gut, dann machen wir hier an der Stelle Schluss, beziehungsweise wir aktivieren noch die Quest, damit ich da beim nächsten Mal dran denke. Und ja, dann spielen wir beim nächsten Mal weiter. Dann danke ich euch fürs Zuschauen. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst mir ein Like und ein Abo da. Schreibt mir das in die Kommentare. Und dann sehen wir uns in der nächsten Folge wieder bei The Outer Worlds. Tschüss!